Hey, what's going on, everyone? Before we get into our conversation, I want to let you know this podcast is sponsored by BetRivers.com. BetRivers.com, the best place for all your sports gambling needs. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. You can also watch all of these episodes on the Field of 68 YouTube channel. Now, let's get into our conversation. Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Eric Devendorf, your host of the Scores Table podcast. Now, today we got on a new member to the Orange family. And we want to welcome him with open arms. I want to announce on the podcast, Symir Torrence. Symir, what's going on, man?
Not much. How you doing?
Doing good, man. So let's talk about, we'll go right to the transfer. I mean, you were at Marquette, obviously coming out of prep school, and then things didn't work out there, and then you decided to transfer to Cuse. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a good opportunity for me, a blessing, another opportunity from the man above to give me a second chance to go to another high major program and really just be me. Obviously, my first 2 years at Marquette wasn't the best, and I thought I could have played better or even played more, but that wasn't the case. I'm not really mad about it anymore, or really even thinking about it. I'm moving on to the next thing, and right now that's Syracuse. Syracuse was a last-minute decision. 2 days after the tournament of when Syracuse lost to Houston, I had contacted Buddy, and I had just told him straight up I was interested. I wanted to come back home. I was interested, and if they had a spot for me, I'd take it right away. And soon enough, that's really what happened, and I was grateful.
So what other schools? So was it just Cuse, or was there some other schools involved right after?
No, it wasn't just Cuse. Like I said, it was a last minute decision, but
Okay.
Before Cuse, it was really like low major schools. So you had UMass there in the 8-10. You got Siena, you got Albany, who was coming on to me hard just because of the relationship pieces that I had with the coaches over the years and stuff like that. And then you also had like South Florida came in a little later. Wake Forest was there, and South Carolina was there as well.
So you're from Cuse. You grew up in Cuse. I mean, you grew up a Cuse fan. I know that. What does it mean to you just to be able to come back, put on that Cuse jersey, rep your hometown, have your family be there watching you again? And what does that mean to you, bro?
It's incredible. It's a dream come true at the end of the day. I look back on like my younger days where I used to grow up watching you play or people before you, and I used to always tell myself I want to play at that level and I want to play for Cuse someday. And I'm just excited for that day to come. So it's really gonna just mean a lot to me because everybody's here. My family's here, my friends are here, the people that support me the most are here, and there's no better place to do it.
No question, absolutely. So let's rewind it a little bit. I want to go back, to when you were growing up in Cuse. Talk about who really put the ball in your hand, who was the one to, start you with the game of basketball, and obviously you took it and ran with it.
So I always tell this story. I have 3 older sisters that love the game of basketball, played the game of basketball before me, and I really got the love of the game from them. Just watching them and being able to be around just their love of the game, just gathering all that information up from them every time they took it home. I used to always be with them on their AAU trips and always at their high school games. So I was always a fan of them. So I was really a fan of girls basketball before I was a fan of men's basketball.
That's dope.
Yeah. So my first love was kind of football. My dad kind of put the football in my hands, and he wanted me to play football, and I kind of stuck with that until like 5th grade. And then I told him one day I wanted to play basketball, and I wanted to stop playing football. So that became more of my mindset. And the reason why I picked up basketball is because of my 3 sisters. They mean a lot to me. They still mean a lot to me. and they just taught me all the little things that women's basketball do in their game that men's basketball always doesn't do. And I always just kind of soak that in because you can always learn something from each and every level. And yeah, to be honest, I just kind of loved the game and got the basketball from my three older sisters, and it just took off from there.
So I mean, you took a lot of beatings then, outside or at the park, wherever it was. They was talking bad to you. Every time you had to come home, you had to hear that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it came to a point where they wouldn't even let me on the court just because of, oh, you're not even old enough, or you too young. I don't even think you're serious yet. So I had to really like prove to them and show them like, okay, I'm really serious about this, and I wanna either become just like y'all or better.
So what's the age gap between y'all?
About 6 years, 6, 7, and 8. They're like
Okay, yeah.
pretty close. So they're higher 20s. So 27, 28, 29. Actually, one of them might be 30. I don't even know. I gotta time been flying, but it's a gap. It's almost a 9-year gap, and I'm turning 20 soon. So
yeah, they really little broing you out there. When was it? What age was it really like? All right, you can come out here now, bro. Like you could be with us a little bit. When did they let you come hang on the court with them?
I'll say like 7th grade. 7th
Okay.
grade. Yeah, that's when I started to like. I wouldn't say take the game more serious, but I like understood like basketball on the court and the offense and the defense and what you should like do on the court, to be honest.
Yeah, how you learn how to read the game.
Yeah, and I was playing with older guys at the time, so they had no choice but to tell me to get on the court.
So you taking these whoopings from your sisters. You getting ready. You say 7th grade, they allowing you to play. So talk about your game from there going into high school. Obviously, you went to SAS in Cuse. Talk about when the recruitment really started to kind of heat up for you. You started to hear from schools, and then after that you go to prep school. So really kind of talk about your whole recruitment process, through that high school.
So AAU really helped me a lot. Being in Syracuse helped me a little bit, not too much, just because it was always the same talent. You was playing the same guys over and over, so you kind of learned their games quicker than you expected, and it really just depended on who was in the gym, and it really showed. If you wasn't in the gym, then you was getting killed, and that's what it was for me, and that's why I had to really just move on and go somewhere where I can be challenged and play with guys my level or better than me, or people just that I wanted to reach their level. And my recruitment really didn't start until technically my junior year. I wasn't really getting recruited by any D1 schools until I got to prep school, just because they wanted to see me compete against competition every time, and I wanted to show them that I can compete. So it really just started junior year of prep school. My first offer picked up was Cincinnati, Coach McCrone and then Coach Savino. They really trusted me and trusted my work, and they was the first college coach to offer me a scholarship, and it really just took off from there.
Let me tell you guys a little bit about our partners over at Bet Rivers Sportsbook. If you haven't signed up with Bet Rivers yet, now's the time. Bet Rivers Sportsbook is offering a $250 match bonus for your first deposit. But what sets them apart is that they require just one play through to turn your bonus into cash money. When you win at Bet Rivers Sportsbook, they pay fast. And now it's even faster with Rush Pay instant approval for withdrawals. It's safe, it's secure, it's reliable. There's never been a better time to give Bet Rivers Sportsbook a try. Go to betrivers.com today or download the BetRivers iOS app. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call telephone number 1-800-GAMBLER. You have a great high school career, a great year at prep. You talk about AAU with City Rocks, and we'll get back to that later because you already got relationships on the team with Buddy and Joe from back playing AAU. But kind of talk about what you learned when you went to Marquette, because you always learn something, whatever it is, good or bad. You always learn something, right? Talk about in those 2 years what you really learned and what helped you going forward, and kind of what you can take into Cuse now to help you.
For sure. I mean, first thing I'll probably learn is all your technically losses or things that you would call losses or mistakes are really not losses to me. They're lessons. So basically what I took from that in my 2 years at Marquette was it was a no regret decision. The people that I met, I'm glad I met them. Would have never met them if I'd have never went to Marquette. Great people, and you just never know who you're gonna meet. So I try to keep in contact with everybody that I can. Networking and relationships is important in this life, and that's what everybody needs to understand, because you never know when that person might help you. Another thing I probably learned is just I became more of a humble man, more dedicated to my situation, and knowing that I'm a Black young athlete, and just seeing a different perspective outside of Syracuse really just taught me ways of how life really is. A majority of Black college athletes are just looked at as just athletes. Like you're not able to do anything else. You're not smart enough. And I wanted to really show that I'm educated as well. So that's another thing that I just learned. And as far as a basketball standpoint, I learned a lot. The game, the speed of the college basketball, like it wasn't really too fast in high school. And then when you got to college, like the first week, it was fast. But my coaches always told me once you really acknowledge what's going on, it's gonna slow down for you, bits and pieces. So I really learned that and took that in, especially me as a point guard. You got to learn that. And then one last thing is just probably reading the coaches, knowing what each coach wants for you, what are their goals for you, what are their goals to put you in a successful situation. So just mainly just focusing on myself a little bit more. I'm a passionate person, and I care about a lot of other people, and I put a lot of other people before myself. I still do to this day. That's just how I am. But
and that's a good thing to have. It's a good attribute to have, bro. Like for real.
Yeah. And I was just told by like family members inside I gotta focus on just a little bit more about me, and just build off of that, but don't lose the fact of who I am and stuff like that. So
and I like what you said in the beginning about building relationships, networking, because I wish I would have had that mindset that you got in college, because I was kind of like this when now where my mind is, knowing how that basketball isn't going to be there forever. You know what I mean? But the relationships and the people that you meet through basketball, through the game of basketball, will take, help you out forever. And then that's something that, more young kids need to speak about and need to know about. And you on the right track when it comes to that, bro. And to speak about the other thing you're talking about, as far as putting people ahead of you, you just want to be a good person. Like that's going to take you far in life. When you're a good person, you attract good things, and good things are going to come to you, and obviously when it comes to this game and the dedication, you got to be a little bit more selfish sometimes. Like You got to be, I can't do that, or no, I can, whatever. You got to say no to some people if you really want to be able to get to that next level. And no, bro, like the mindset that you got, like you just got to keep sticking with it, man. Like you're gonna have success, basketball, off the court, whatever it is, man. You just got to keep working with it. That's it.
Sure, appreciate it.
No, that's no doubt. So, okay, let's go talk about Cuse now. You coming to Cuse, you watched Cuse growing up. We talked about that already. What is it going to be like for you playing for Coach Boeheim? What do you expect?
To be honest, I have no expectations.
Okay.
I have no expectations. I just want him to coach me hard and just push me to my limits, to be honest. I don't want him to sugarcoat anything. I know he won't, just because he's a person that I want to be around, and I want to be around winners, people who like to work, people who like to get something out of the next day, and that's what I look at him as. Obviously, he's a Hall of Famer. Who wouldn't want to be coached by a Hall of Famer? He's been around the game for a very long time. He's been around different people, so he knows a lot of stuff coming from the greats. LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Chris Paul. I can go on and on. He coached with some of the other greats, Coach K, Coach Roy Williams. So, I mean, I want to try to just gain a lot of information for him and just soak it in because when the ball starts bouncing for me, I want to become a coach one day. Really haven't decided what level yet, but I do want to start looking into coaching.
Yeah, I can see that, bro. You definitely had a mind for it, and you got that personality for it. You, like you said, you like to help people, and that's what it's about. At the end of the day, you're gonna impact lives doing that. And as far as Coach Boeheim goes, he wants you to go hard. He wants you to have a little. You talked about having passion for the game. He wants you to have that. You can show it a little bit, and he gonna get on you and let you know. But he just want to know that, can you take that? Exactly. You know what I mean? He don't want to. You got to have a tough shell right there. Some guys he go at it and it break. You know what I mean? And they go like this. That's just how he coach. You got to know if you know what they say. If he's not on you, not talking to you, that's when we start worrying about it, right?
Yeah.
Because that's when he's not trusting you. He when he on you, he trusting that he can get on you and you gonna go out there and take care of your business. It's nothing in attack mode. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So when you go out there and you play as hard as you can, and he get on you, you just keep going. Yeah. You just keep playing. That's what he want to see. He want to see you gonna keep playing through it. Yeah. And then you get to come play with Buddy and Joe. Talk about that a little bit. How fun is that to be able to come back, with your guys? You play with a AAU growing up. I mean, you already got that chemistry. Was that a big part? Knowing that those guys were there as well. That I'm gonna be comfortable out there.
Oh yeah, knowing what type of people you're gonna be playing with is always something important that you should look into. And I know how Buddy and Joe play. I've watched them ever since I started playing with them, to be honest. And I know what their strengths are. I know what their weaknesses are. And I just want to play with people I know. I would have never thought I would be playing with them in college ever since like high school and middle school. It's kind of like a great storyline to tell on how we grew up and and now we're back on the same college team. So it'd be interesting to tell. Really just can't wait to get started because we got a lot of things to handle and get out there because we want to get to the next level, but we also want to win championships. And that's something that we didn't get to do on City Rocks. So we're going to definitely try and get one on Syracuse.
So tell everyone what you bring to the table. What can we expect, next season from you? Penetrate, passing, what is it?
To be honest, a true point guard. come in the game or start, whatever Coach Boeheim wants me to do. I'm gonna be starting my role, but being a playmaker, getting guys involved, getting downhill, playing off of 2 feet a lot, finishing above the rim, finishing at the rim, and just always having that plus minus at a high rate. That's something that goes unnoticed on the stat sheets when you're in the game. Your plus minus, and you always want to have that up at all times, because that means whenever you're on the floor, that means the team that you're on the floor with is always doing good at a consistent rate. So I want to bring that winning mentality, that every possession guy to the table, to Syracuse.
Yeah, bring that dog, bring that heart with you, like bring that relentlessness, like keep going. Like, you know, when somebody guarding you and you get by, then he right back there, and then he get by, you get by, he right, like he never stopping. You know what I mean? You that dude who just always gonna be, you hit me in my head 8 times, I'm coming back with you 8 times. And not, you know what I mean? Like, you just gonna bring that to the table, bro. He loved that. He want to see that. And I could see that you poised and you ready for that position. You know, just how you talking. I could tell, you know, how a real point guard talk. You got that savvy in you, you know, but bring that dog too. You know, I know one of the guys that I remember I heard you talk a while ago. One of the guys that you said was one of your favorite players growing up was Johnny Flynn.
Yeah, for sure.
Johnny Flynn. I'll tell you what. My man, one of the toughest dudes I ever played with. Regardless, I played against NBA, a lot of dudes, man. My man mindset was a dog, relentless. Like if one thing I'm gonna tell you, a player to have a point, you gotta have that dog. You know what I mean? And he had it, bro. But that's for you. You can do that. You know what I'm saying? You, especially from that point guard position.
Yeah.
Think about this, bro. And I'm not putting any expectations on, no pressure. It's just this Q's family, so it's all love. Think about the line that lineup of point guards that Q's had throughout those years, throughout history. Talk about Pearl, Sherman Douglas, you know, Johnny Flynn, Red Archer, your coach Jason Hart, Michael. I mean, I'm missing a lot, but that's, and now you get to be able to be with some of them names.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Talk about that. I know you talked about it already, what it means to you, but you know, talk about that position.
I really want to just keep that legacy going. It's nothing but great point guards in this program. Point guards that got better over the years and showed that they can play at any level, and show why they're the best at any league or conference that they're in. Growing up watching them play just made me want to be just like them or even better. They really had control of the floor. Always knew where guys was at each time. They had that energy. They had that what's the word? They just had the energy going on the floor. They just had. I wish we could have fans, because that makes it a lot better, because you can feel a totally different atmosphere, especially in the dome.
Presence, they had that great point guards at Q. You said that was in energy. They had that presence. You know what I mean? So when they had that ball in their hand, all eyes was right there. Because they could do anything with it. You know what I mean? 100%. So what for you growing up, what was your favorite Q's moment that you could remember with your family? Growing up watching the game, what game was it?
I gotta put the one where you had the little buzzer beater. I gotta put that up. That I mean, that's unforgettable. That's a memory. I was watching the game too. It was incredible. You can't leave that out. But also the game that you was in with the 7 overtime game as well.
6 OT.
6. It was 6. You're right.
But,
yeah, that was 6. That game was incredible too. Can you just tell me a little bit about, like, how was that? Like, how was that feeling, if you could remind us and stuff like that? Like,
I mean, the whole game was I mean, I think we were 20th and they were 4th in the country. They had the Beat, Stanley Robinson, rest in peace, AJ Price, Jerome Dyson, Kemba Walker at the time. But we had a squad: myself, Johnny, Paul Harris, Andy, AO, Rick Jackson, Christoph Ojowan. Who am I missing? We had a squad. We had a good mob that year, and just back and forth the whole game, bro. And then, you know how that Connecticut Syracuse rivalry is already. It's already real tense. Boeheim, Calhoun. That you ain't even got. It doesn't matter who on the team. Those two guys, they should set the standard for the rival. So hit that shot. I mean, I'm in Madison Square Garden. I'm on ESPN. I'm in the Big East tournament. It's Syracuse. It's UConn. I ain't even think about it, bro. I turned and I seen that table and I stood up and tap my chest, say a few choice words, and then feeling good for like, it felt like an eternity, but it was probably like for real 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then my man was like,
no good.
So I'm like, damn, in my head, I'm like, man, I just did all that. Now I got to go back and we need to win this game. So and we one OT, 2 OT, 3 OT, big plays, big shots being made. Andy Rollins hitting in the 5th and 6 overtime dagger threes for like, it had to be, I don't know how much time, but it was probably about 10 seconds or something like that. But big shots, bro, big time players. Like that's a game that was super special, man. Like it was unbelievable. I mean, you making me feel I'm not that old, bro. You know what I'm saying? But you making me feel old, So, but that was an unbelievable game to be a part of, no doubt.
That's got to go down as top 3 greatest college games of all time. It has to. That's Big East.
It's the greatest. I'm gonna let you know right now.
The greatest.
It's the greatest.
Greatest.
It's the greatest, yeah. So GMAC gonna have you right. One thing I'm gonna tell you before practice, GMAC, I need you. After practice, GMAC, I need you. Every single day, regardless. Good game, bad game. Don't play, do play. Turnovers, whatever it is, you guys, because like when you do something for a while, those first few weeks, months, it's kind of like you tripping a little bit. You kind of, but as you start to go, and it's 6, 7, 8, 9, you start to see it. You know what I mean? You start to see that shot you start to see that handle getting. So that's my advice, bro. Like, stay in there, ask questions like you already a dude who you got your head on right. You could tell, you know what I'm saying? How our conversation going. And just like ask, like if you got something to say, coach, what like that, you and coach, like that relationship should be real strong as far point guard, head coach, you know what I mean? Because you the extension of him on the court. You know what I'm saying? So that's my little advice to you. Do that. Be sure you GMAC before I need you. After I need you, and then coach, like whatever questions, film, whatever it is.
Yep, I got you.
You know what I mean? And no, I think, bro, you a special young man, and sometimes, you go somewhere and it just doesn't work out for whatever reason. It doesn't matter what. But now you here, you home, you comfortable, you around your family, you got a lot of support, and I think you're gonna come in here and you're gonna do your thing. I really do. I want to give you that confidence because you're a part of the Q's family. And then, man, I'm thinking to myself before we doing this interview, I'm like, damn, if I got to play like at my hometown where I'm from, bro, you right up the street. You know what I'm saying? You could walk to the crib, to the dome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a special thing. So don't take that for granted.
For sure.
That's something to be proud of, man. Like regardless what anyone, you always gonna have people say whatever they say. I see, so my man, so Alan Griffin, he declared for the draft today, and congratulations to him. I put on this little comment. I said, man, this is your journey. Like, what's best for you. You got to do what you do, and best of luck. And then you got people saying crazy stuff like this. Man, don't acknowledge it. Yeah. Nah. Don't acknowledge it, bro, because you always gonna have people say stuff about you, good or bad. You do good, he wasn't doing this. You do bad, I told you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Don't get caught up in that. And you know how Syracuse, that's a passionate community. You know, you grew up, so they gonna be loud with whatever they saying. Just stay with it, dog. Like, make sure you don't fall off that, because the stuff that you learn when you do that, like when you start you building habits, you know what I mean? Like, so now through that adversity, and you need that adversity for real. Like, you need it to grow and be able to learn and to get better. Because if you don't have it, then it's gonna be boring. First of all, you're not gonna be challenged. You got to be challenged to figure some shit out. You know what I mean? So keep building those habits. Like, I had a bad game, but I'm in here early with you, G, and then after you building those habits, you know what I'm saying? You learn how to fight through it. Now when you make a mistake in the game, man, this ain't nothing new. I'm gonna keep playing through it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You deaf to the outside because you just in there handling your work. You said it in the beginning. You said, what did you say, bro? You said, I gotta focus on me a little bit more. I gotta make sure I'm right. Now sometimes it could be a gift and a curse coming back home, because now you do got people coming who's all right here and got access to you. So sometimes you gotta put that deaf ear out, like I'm handling my business. You know what I'm saying? I'm building habits that's gonna help me now and for the future. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? So I want to talk about a little bit about I know you watched the run. I know you watched the NCAA tournament run. What did you think about this year, man? I guess just overall, you know, how different it was with COVID and all the pauses and stuff like that. You know, tell me about this year, and then talk about that tournament run. How fun was that for you watching that and knowing that you're going to be a part of that team next year?
Well, first of all, I didn't think we were going to have a season. I was really going into the season thinking we were not going to have a season. At Marquette, we had to stop a few times, not a few, a lot of more times than everybody else did before the season even started, just because of teammates having COVID or people in the program having COVID or getting sick. So we had to go. We were either going back and forth at home to home, or really just sitting in our room, doing our own little workouts in our room.
Yeah,
so it was difficult. I never would have thought it would have got through this far. I'm glad it did, because it showed how dedicated college basketball players and the whole program is to the situation. And it shows how well we can actually take care of our health, and who cares about our health too as well. As far as the tournament, I was shocked. I thought a lot more teams would have had to like exit out because of COVID, and there was only one, I think, and that was VCU. So I was really shocked of how that went. And the bubble is hard. You're by yourself in the room. You're not really doing anything. You can't really see anybody. That's a hard thing to do. I know. I want to say, I think it was the start of our season at Marquette. Our coaches had put us in a hotel and told us not to go really on campus for any classes or just to talk to any people on campus. They wanted us to strictly be online and only go from the hotel to the practice facility and back. They really didn't want us around people, so we kind of had our own bubble at Marquette as well, and that's how we really didn't have any issues during the season, because of how well we actually took that process and how seriously we took that too. But I mean, we talk about it all the time as players of how depression that might get, or how it can get just because you're in a room by yourself. But at the end of the day, you got to find ways to do other things so that won't really get to your head, or that won't really happen. So I mean, some of the things that we did as a team when I was at Marquette was we would just get together as a team, made sure we were wearing masks around each other. Sometimes we didn't. I'm not even gonna lie. We'll play Uno. We just find games to play. We'll watch a football game, watch a basketball game. We just try to be together and really just treat each other as family. It was hard because this year wasn't even close to being normal. The normal year, you get to go home on breaks. You get to go home for Christmas for at least a day or two. We barely even got to do that. So I'm really proud of how college basketball went this year and how dedicated the college players and especially the coaches as well, because they took time away from their families just to be with us, and that's hard as well. So I give like all the dedication out to each and every player, each and every coach, and the programs for sticking with it and finishing out the year strong.
Yeah, no doubt. It was tough. I know mentally it had to be, tough for a lot of people, man. A lot of people have never went through this, and especially with everything going on, and be by yourself, and then having to, go out and perform still at the same level. That's what they expect of you. That's a lot on your mind right there, especially for college athletes.
Sure.
No doubt. Okay, we'll get into some fun questions, bro. Being from Cuse, you gotta give me your favorite spot to eat.
Favorite spot to eat. What we talking about? We talking about fast food? We talking about?
Nah, come on. I mean, if you tell me your favorite spot to eat is fast food, then I'm canceling you out right there.
Yeah. I mean, you got to put Dinosaur Barbecue in that mix. Tully's might be the one spot that is
Tully's Tenders.
Yeah, you got to. You got to.
What about? I was thinking you was gonna say like mom's home cooking, like you could have said whatever, like that's the spot. I mean, but
that's like obviously mom and dad.
That's automatic, yeah.
That's automatic. That wasn't even in the question.
What about Mom's Diner? Have you been to Mom's Diner?
Where's that located at?
On Westcott.
Mom's Diner.
I mean, I'm just telling you, bro. That's like kind of like the breakfast spot for the Qs, for the athletes, right there. I mean, so it's something you gonna find out.
I think I definitely went to that. I don't be looking at the names of the restaurants or anything. I just be going in to food places.
Hey, really? You don't look at the name of the restaurant when you going in?
I know that's kind of disrespectful to me, but
nah, it ain't disrespectful. It's just like I want to know where I'm eating.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you telling me, all right, so where are you going to be spending more time? At the crib, eating, or Goldstein, Kimmel, Ernie Davis, all them?
Wait, what was the second part? Ernie
Davis, that's one of the little dining halls, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah, so like where you gonna be spending? You still gonna be getting them home cooked meals? I'm taking advantage of that.
I gotta take advantage of both. I have to.
Okay.
You think is the dining hall is 24 hours? Do you know?
See, I was a Goldstein. So you're gonna be staying on South, I assume, right? So I mean, I was a Goldstein, which is right on there. That's the dining hall, and then I was a Kimmel guy. So I think they were, I don't know if they were 24-hour delivery. I don't know if they were 24 hours though. They probably are.
I mean, I don't know. Either way, I'm gonna take advantage of both. You got to get some home cooked meals every now and then. And you got to take advantage of the university food too. Cause it'd be some good foods on the university.
Yeah, bro. I mean, come on, like you gotta. So you're gonna say dinosaur? I know you're gonna say dinosaur. That's just cause you figure that's what everybody's saying. Do you just, or are you just really a fan of dinosaur barbecue?
You actually go to that. I'm probably the first person that ever like talk about that as a little kid. That's why everybody started going, just because of.
Man, you was talking about that as a kid. What you say?
I used to go there a lot when I was a kid.
Okay. No, dinosaur barbecue is fire.
I used to be phased with like when you were a kid, you see dinosaurs, you get the little pictures, you draw, you color in the little thing. So yeah, I used to
What's
always
your favorite meal from there?
favorite meal.
Yeah.
Now I know they got a lot of new stuff, and I ain't been there in over a year, so I gotta go check it.
So I got okay. My bad. I put you on the spot. I got you.
Put me on the spot. So I don't even know if they still got my meal, but I just get like the barbecue chicken, chicken wings with the fries.
Okay, you doing it.
It's this sound normal, regular, but like they got their own type of little spice to like their wings that I like about.
Yeah, they're legit. What about insomnia cookies?
Oh, see, now we talking.
Okay, see, now that I woke you up. You like them sweets.
See, all right, now I'm gonna tell you a funny story. So
All right.
I think this was like this might have been in prep school. I think this was in prep. This is like my last year in prep school, and I was trying to decide what school I was going to, and it was It was in the summer. It was like I don't want to say it was like 3 a.m. I don't know why I was up. My mom was even up. I think we was both watching TV. I looked at my mom. I was like, "Mom, you want to go get some insomnia cookies?" She was like, "Oh yeah, let's go get some insomnia cookies." So we just went at like 3 o'clock in the morning. They 24 hours. So
Fire.
we went on campus and got some insomnia cookies. You can't go wrong with insomnia cookies. They the best.
Bro, that'll change your mind about a lot of things in the cookie game. You're gonna want to get that cookie from there.
For sure. You know what's crazy? I used to throughout my AAU, my high school career here, and prep school, I used to always, before a game, I used to always eat a cookie. And if I didn't eat a cookie, I knew I was gonna have a bad game.
Damn, for real? A cookie? That sugar must have put you on another level.
I'm a sugar guy, I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, so you're a candy guy. You
I'm not really not a candy. I like chocolate. I like cookie. White chocolate, dark chocolate.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm on your level. I'm not a big like gummy bear stuff like that type. I like chocolate.
I'm a big gummy bear fan, but
okay.
Gummy bears, Skittles. That's probably it. Starburst here and there, but I won't. Nah. The Sour Patch can't do it.
Ooh, that used to be a good one. Sour Patch.
That thing get your tooth ringing.
Man, listen, all that, yeah, usually that type of food gonna have some, yeah, your stomach ringing or your mouth, one of the two, all that.
Yeah.
Dang. Oh, I like that. I like you a cookie dude. Okay, I'm with you. That's a bet. Okay, so this is the last question for you, and bro, this is I need to hear the right answer. Okay, I need to know where you at with this one. Greatest basketball player of all time.
Michael Jordan, no question.
My man, I knew you was a real dude. That's why you're gonna have success. I knew it. I knew it. Because a lot of these young boys saying LeBron, and I'm saying LeBron is LeBron.
No question.
My man, dog. My man. That's all I need to hear.
Even though I didn't watch him play at all, just watching the documentaries, hearing the stories from the Hall of Famer coaches, and people don't realize the stuff that we got now in like the strength and conditioning and all, like we got the machines. They didn't really have that stuff back then. So like obviously their bodies back then are going to be way different from here. So you got to try to put, okay, what if Michael Jordan had the same treatment that LeBron had? What if he invested into his body with 1 million on his body? Well, how great would you think Michael Jordan? He would probably still, around here, he would probably still be playing. You never would know.
Hey, bro, I'm not arguing with you. I could. For me, mindset separate me and LeBron. Unbelievable, dog. Like unbelievable player, bro. For me, I'm going with Mike. I'm just see he a shark out there. He a great white, and that's what I relate to. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. You know what I'm saying? So now you got that one right, bro. You good with me, man.
I think the thing that had like my decision was when they said he basically saved the franchise. I didn't know he saved the Bulls franchise. They're about to shut the Bulls franchise down until Michael Jordan came in. That's incredible.
They were pretty bad. He changed the game. I mean, just as far as like bringing recognition to that organization is with Nike and everything, media. So they as a business, they went from here to here. And Brian bringing that too. But it's again, we talking about mindset and I don't know. Brian got it too. But listen, I'm a Mike guy.
I don't think they really comparable. At the same token, we talking about an elite. Well, I mean, every time somebody brings up Mike, you think about scoring, but obviously you can't leave out the defense that he does and all that. He can pass as well too. He does a lot.
He can do everything. He was defensive player of the year. Man, listen, he was like, okay, if you gonna compare somebody, you got the closest thing to how somebody else played like Mike was Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Like just everything Kobe did. Like he was a dickhead. He was gonna get the ball and let you know I'm shooting. I'm shooting. That's me. It's me time. It's me time. Like I'm saying like those dudes were killers, bro.
Now that we on the same page with Michael Jordan being number one, do you think it's kind of disrespectful that Kobe is never in the conversation anymore?
I mean, it depends on what circle you talking in, because Kobe in the conversation.
He should always be in the conversation.
No doubt.
If he's the closest to Mike, why isn't he in the conversation? I mean, he still got more rings than LeBron. Everybody talk about, okay, how many rings people got. Bill Russell should be in that category.
Bill Russell, unbelievable. But let's go back. Let's go back now to 1960.
All right, let's go.
He was playing. The biggest dude was 6'6", 6'5", and then Wilt came through, and Wilt, but man, Bill Russell, he the one he was like the pioneer, right? He was the guy who started it all. You know what I'm saying? Or at that position for real. So but I'm talking Mike. I'm talking. I'm not in no particular order. Mike, Kobe. Bron. Who else we talking about?
Magic up there.
The Magic up there. You got. I mean, but you KD in there for me. KD in top 10 all time. You got to put Steph in there. Like, look, argue with me on that. Steph one of the coldest.
No, I will not argue with you on that. I will agree with you on that one. I think people disrespect him a lot. And he's definitely in that category.
And I know the game changed, but it's just like, a hooper when you see one. There's a lot of basketball players, bro, and remember this. There's a lot of basketball players, not as many hoopers. Feel what I'm saying? Allen Iverson was a hooper. Like that's like those type of dudes, man. Like Mike, Kobe, they were hoopers, man. Like it's just, I don't know. I can't and be like, what is that? I can't explain it. You got to. Hoopers already know. What's understood doesn't have to be explained, right?
For sure.
That's what I'm saying. So we led on to some other stuff, but nah, bro. I appreciate you, man, coming on, showing love. I'm wishing you the best of luck. Welcome to the Q's family again. I mean, once you're here, you locked in, bro. You know what I'm saying? You locked in. So we here for you, whatever you need. And again, bro, I know you're gonna do great. I can't wait to get you out there on that court and see what you're doing next year for sure. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate you. All love, big bro.